Call to order a meeting of the Watchung Borough School District Board of Education, January 22nd, 2026. It is 7 p.m. Let's all do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to a meeting of the Board of Education of the Borough of Watchung. Please be advised that this and all meetings of the board are open to the public and media, consistent with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Laws of 1975, and that the advance notice required therein has been provided. This is a regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Borough of Watchung at which formal action may be taken. This meeting is being live streamed on the district website, where a recording of the meeting also will be posted. The public will have an opportunity to be heard as shown on the agenda at points in the meeting provided for the public to address the board. Recording or photographing, other than for private personal use, requires the consent of parents, guardians, whose children may be included in the image. Roll call.
Okay. Mr. Desiano.
Here.
Mrs. Harvey.
Here.
Mr. Kraft.
Here.
Mrs. Maddox.
Here.
Mrs. Marcellus.
Here.
And Mr. Tricca.
Here.
Okay, and Mrs. Amadeo.
Here.
Mrs. Aguilera and Mrs. Santos are absent.
Great. Let's all welcome and applaud Sahil Tricca, our newest board member who was sworn in just before the meeting tonight. Welcome. Let's start with presentations. We obviously have a few people out who are sick this evening. Karen, do you have a referendum update from Connor or from yourself?
I just have a very brief one. We wanted to say that where the shed is going, we are ready to pour the concrete, beating the snow to get that pad down, and the shed is coming right after that, as soon as they shovel, if we have to. That's it.
Okay, great. So the state of the district, a large part of that, I think, will be saved for next month because Dr. Glazer is out sick. Karen, there's nothing you wanted to say from that section, right?
No, not from that
Just
section.
district update. Okay,
Yes.
great. Okay, so moving on to enrollment. The date is there on the sheet. There's one additional child this month from last month. For the superintendent's remarks, Karen, you'll muddle your way through the speech there?
I will.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. So we have the principal's report first. Miss Kidd has a family celebration, and Mrs. Fickner has been out with the flu all week, and we are hoping she feels better soon. So I have the update. Okay, so we're going to do the highlights from both Bayberry School and Valley View Middle School. At Valley View, Mountaineer Monday lessons throughout the month focused on student reflection and goal setting. Students engaged in activities that encourage them to reflect on their progress during the first half of the school year and to establish academic and personal goals for the second half. These lessons support our continued emphasis on student ownership of learning and growth mindset. On January 14th, Valley View hosted the Winter Band Concert for students in grades 5 through 8, conducted by Mrs. Nora Morrison. Students delivered an outstanding performance, showcasing their musical growth and dedication. We commend our student musicians and thank Mrs. Morrison for her leadership and commitment to the performing arts. Also on January 14th, Bayberry held its annual 3rd and 4th grade Spelling Bee. We would like to congratulate all the semifinalists for their hard work and preparation. We are proud to announce our school champion, Ishan Kalira. Ronan Prasad came in second, and Arya Riki came in third. Congratulations. On January 15th, Valley View held its annual Spelling Bee. All contestants demonstrated impressive preparation and perseverance. We are proud to congratulate our school champion, 6th grader, Zina, I'm so sorry about this, Zina Chidi.
That's a tough one.
That is hard.
Zina Chidi Ogbuewu, I think?
I'm sorry. We thank all participants for volunteering to take part and for demonstrating confidence, preparation, and strong sportsmanship throughout the competition. Also this month, our Valley View science teachers participated in science learning walks at Warren Middle School. These visits involved observing classroom instruction and engaging in collaborative conversations with science teachers from the regional high school and sending districts. This professional learning opportunity supports instructional alignment and strengthens vertical articulation across grade levels. To honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Bayberry Day of Service was held on Friday, January 16th. Students participated in a variety of school and community service projects, such as creating snack bags for the homeless, collecting food, and creating placemats for Meals on Wheels, creating Valentines for those in assisted living, and Color a Smile projects. On January 21st, all fifth grade students at Valley View completed the Cognitive Abilities Test, or COGAT. Results will be made available to families through the Genesis Parent Portal in the near future. The COGAT-generated student profile provides insight into each child's individual strengths and areas of academic focus. The primary purpose of this assessment is to ensure that the instructional programs offered at Valley View continue to meet the diverse learning needs of our students. Also on January 21st, the Valley View Chorus Concert for grades 5 through 8 was held. Students performed a wonderful selection of musical pieces, and we commend both our chorus members and their director, Mr. Radzowitz, I don't know how to say his name either, for a successful and enjoyable performance. Looking ahead to the upcoming week, we have several exciting events planned at Valley View. Our book fair will begin on Monday, January 26th. Student and parent presentations titled Always Connected are scheduled for January 27th. On January 28th, our 8th grade students will travel to New York City to attend a performance of The Outsiders. We are hopeful that winter weather cooperates so that all of these events may proceed as planned. Thank you for your continued support of Bayberry Elementary School and Valley View Middle School. We look forward to sharing more updates in the months ahead.
That's the principal's report.
That was the principal's report.
So now we have a district report.
Okay, let's see where we are here. Give me 1 second section here. I may have flipped it over, I'm sorry.
While you're doing that, should I go over a couple of the dates? Would that be helpful?
Yeah, sure.
So just a couple of the dates that Dr. Glazer ran by me. There are 2 family events that everyone should put in their calendars. Always Connected, which the principals mentioned as well, is an assembly with Sergeant Tom Rich on cyberbullying. That was very popular the last time it came through. That's on January 27th at Valley View at 6 p.m. People spoke very positively about that. There will also be a continuation of our parent series. We have a session on adolescence at Valley View and on adolescent behavior on February 10th. So that's worth going to as well. Just want to also share that the PTO Gala is coming up on February 6th, which should be a lot of fun. Hopefully everyone can attend that. And the 8th grade fundraiser, do you want to, what date was that? I'm trying to remember. It's not here. Do you know? It's okay if you don't. That's fine. I just popped into my head that I didn't have it noted here.
I feel like it's March.
It's March. Okay. I can share that later if we have it.
It was, March.
March 6th.
Okay. March 6th, the 8th grade fundraiser. Finally, I just want to let everyone know that we are revising the 2026-2027 district calendar, and that will be discussed this evening, potentially voted on. Dates to note, June 2nd will be closed due to the primary. That's a new date. And there'll be a discussion this evening about whether to move the parent-teacher conferences.
Okay.
You have more to say? Yeah?
So for the business administrators report, I don't really have that much. The month of January is all about taxes, W-2, 1095, all that really fun stuff. So that's what we're doing. Okay, and as far as the district update, from Dr. Glazer, top of everyone's mind is the snow. I am closely following the weather. This is from Dr. Glazer, so I'm going to say I. Following the weather forecast, which has been changing every day. I am in consultation with the Office of Emergency Management, Police, Borough, and our neighboring districts, and as soon as we are confident of what we are really expecting Monday morning, we will reach out to the community. Based on the current forecast, I will hope to be in touch Sunday for Monday morning. If it plays out as anticipated, this would mean using the first of 3 snow days built into the calendar. Speaking of the calendar, the draft 26-27 calendar is on the agenda tonight for approval. It reflects the very late Labor Day in September 2026, our commitments to holidays, the community identified for closings and observances, the newly ratified contract with the WBEA, conversations to make a long Good Friday, Easter Monday weekend, separate from spring break, closing Bayberry School when election polls are open, as well as input provided from Bayberry families, staff, and administration regarding timing of parent conferences in November. Do you want to talk about the survey now, or should I?
Sure. Aaron, can you pull up the PowerPoint slide? Great. Dr. Glazer, I shouldn't say we, conducted a survey asking community if we would prefer parent-teacher conferences on NJEA week, which is election week, which is where it currently is, versus having them be on Thanksgiving week, where the thought was work might be a little bit quieter for a lot of families. So that survey went out, and data is presented up on the screen here. Can you move forward one slide? So we had, wait, go back one, please. So hang on, let me just pull up my notes here. Get up. Apologize, everyone. Here it is. Sorry, bear with me for one moment.
194 total.
It is, yeah, 194 total verified results. There were several that were discounted because I guess people voted from the same emails. Let's go on to the next page. So 67% of voters opted to keep the conferences the same week as the NJEA convention, which is what we currently have in place. 33% wanted a change. 55 people is 13% of the total, 407, I don't know what that means, sorry. So Dr. Glazer suggested that she would recommend that Mrs. Fichtner pursue further discussion to understand the specific reasons behind the preference for a change from the 33%, which could reveal underlying issues such as conflicts with work schedules, travel plans, and other commitments that make the NJEA convention week less ideal for some families and staff. Thank you to everyone for voting. So those are the results, and we can take that into consideration this evening.
May I ask a question? Danielle?
Sure.
The 50 that wanted it to change, do we know if that was predominantly staff or parents?
To ask that question, we don't know what that was, but the number, if you go back to that initial page, you look at 143 of the voters were parents or guardians, and it looks like only 50 support staff and teachers combined voted. So that gives you a little bit of a sense of a breakdown, but I did ask that same question, and we don't know the answer. Any other questions about that? Okay.
So the calendar is just a one-year calendar this time because there were so many changes required in the previous two-year version. So it's a little easier. So you heard in the principal's report about the many events that have happened recently, but there are also many upcoming events. Tomorrow is our senior citizen luncheon. Tuesday night, please come out to hear Sergeant Rich and connect with the information your children will hear during the day about cyber safety and cyberbullying. We are thrilled to bring him back again this year as part of our parent series. Thank you to the PTO for once again funding the assemblies for the Valley View students. Also Tuesday night, 18 students who qualified for the honor band will perform in concert. Wednesday, our 8th grades will journey to New York City to see The Outsiders on Broadway. And Friday, February 6th, from 7 to 11 p.m. at the Forest Lodge in Warren is the Gala PTO fundraiser. Hope to see you there. We are so grateful for the many, many extras the PTO is able to provide to our schools and students. Their hard work and your support continue to make a difference and bring amazing experiences to the district.
Is there any more to say?
I don't think so.
Dr. Glazer asked that you also read something about Board Recognition Month. Is that there?
It is.
Oh, okay, that's fine. It is Board Recognition Month. Thank you, everybody, for your time and effort. You have, Dr. Glazer provided these lovely gifts, these pens. Very nice of her. Okay. Do you need a minute to?
I'm just
Notes?
double checking to make sure that I didn't miss
Fine.
that, but I don't think I have that.
Okay.
Yes, and yes, it's an unfortunate that
That's-
Dr. Glazer, but her illness was
I know.
late today, so we're
I
a
know.
little bit unprepared.
That's totally fine.
We did the best we could, but sorry.
Okay, so you've covered everything that you have?
I covered everything that I have notes on,
Great.
and I'm just kind of double checking to make sure I didn't forget, but no, I think that's everything.
Okay, let's move on to committee reports. I will read the curriculum committee report on behalf of Fatima. The curriculum committee met virtually on Thursday, January 14th, 2025 at 4:30 p.m. Committee members Letitia Marcellus, Richard Desiano, myself, and Dr. Glazer were present. Fatima Santos was absent. Dr. Glazer provided updates on the referendum field and outdoor learning commons, which the Finance Committee will report on in more detail, and Karen has as well. We also discussed the LLD classroom, which we'll hear more about from CPAG. We're so grateful to them for the donation they're making this evening. And personnel can report on hiring on that front. We discussed the programming highlights already reported by Karen, or Dr. Glazer via Karen this evening. Dr. Glazer attended a recent PTO meeting, and the curriculum committee discussed lunch service needs and other PTO activities. We also reviewed several general questions for new members, including updates on the curriculum rollouts. The teachers have provided positive feedback about the new materials, according to Dr. Glazer. We reviewed district demographics on a very general level and discussed results from a recent regionalization study, which reported that enrollment would increase due to the local developments. Dr. Glazer clarified that the pilot agreement currently in place for the Bonnie Burn development does not provide any additional revenue for the school district. Finally, there was a question about the district's recent collaboration with Duke Farms, and if that program could be expanded similarly to some other local districts nearby. Dr. Glazer will review and come back to us on that. So that's curriculum. Administration and finance. Adam, do you have an update on that one?
We met on Thursday, January 15th from 5 to 6:20. In attendance were Jen Agliero, our chair, Danielle Amadeo, myself, and Letitia, and Dr. Glazer and Karen, as well as Ricky Boyd. Referendum update. The permits for the shed at Valley View have been received, and ATEC is coming out, weather dependent, to pour the concrete pad for the shed, as we discussed. The next step will be to order the shed. We are waiting for drawings from the architect to move forward with the referendum work related to the field at Valley View. Those are expected within a week. Facilities update. The rubber surface on the playground at Bayberry has separated from the curb. This was due to weather, and the warranty has expired. Approximately 40% of the rubber surface needs to be repaired or replaced. Mr. Boyd has acquired several quotes and is recommending the lowest one. The cost is $22,000 and will be covered with funds from the maintenance reserve. There will be a 10-year warranty on the repair. Mr. Boyd also reported that the school buildings are running well and there are no current issues or leaks. Right at School is the vendor contracted to provide before and after care at Bayberry. They have received their license and the process of transitioning to them has begun. Architect update, the RFP is written for architectural services and will be posted ASAP. Labor attorney, the RFP will be set for July 1st. New business, we are joining two co-ops, the MUJC Co-op for Technology, Professional Development and Staffing, and the Sussex County Co-op for Transportation. There is no fee to join. The committee discussed the upcoming budget meetings, and a follow-up on historical committee video. The draft video is completed, and the district has no concerns regarding any of the material used. Agenda items are all standard and include employee professional development and payment of bills, transfers, and financial reports.
Thank you. Policy Committee did not meet in January, so there's no report there. Personnel Committee, Jessica?
We met on the 14th at 5:30? Yeah, 5:30. My attendance was myself, Jennifer, Danielle, and Dr. Glazier. And I just put this in here just to give everybody an FYI that the Personnel Committee minutes are intentionally limited. Committee's discussion involved confidential personal matters in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and applicable state and federal policy laws. We reviewed during the meeting the school calendar. Updates to the 2026-27 school calendar were discussed. And as mentioned earlier, I'm not going to reiterate. I think we're going to talk about that a little bit further. So I'm not going to review that. Payroll calendar updates. Dr. Glazier reported payroll date changes to ensure paychecks are consistently issued on the 15th and the 31st of each month. This change will begin this school year as a result in 2 paychecks in June. Staffing updates. Updates were provided on the Director of Special Services position. Updates were also provided on the Supervisor of Instruction position. Additional candidates have been suggested to Dr. Glazier, and updates were also provided on the LLD teacher position. There is, as if everybody looks at the agenda, teacher resignation was reported, and then resignation will be included in tonight's agenda, as I just mentioned, and that was it.
Thank you.
Can I ask a quick question? The positions that we're hiring, do we set like goals for when to have them filled by, or is it very open-ended?
I think that's a great question for Dr. Glazier. Let's
Okay.
set that for later.
Dr. Glazer, that's for you.
You'll get it.
Okay, board liaison reports. I'm the legislative liaison. I have a detailed report for everyone this evening. So there were a lot of bills signed that are relevant to us as Phil Murphy was leaving office. Internet-enabled devices. Districts are now required to adopt policy by July 1st, 2026, banning non-academic use of internet-enabled devices from bell to bell, with some exceptions, medical, etc. Watchung Borough already has a similar ban in place, but it may need to be reviewed. Instruction on cursive handwriting. There is a new law requiring districts to teach cursive in grades 3 to 5, with all students required to read and write cursive fluently by the end of grade 5. There are new bills requiring epilepsy and seizure training for staff every 5 years. And mental health referrals. There's a bill that permits certain mental health professionals working in the school district to refer or help facilitate the referrals of students to professional counselors. Let's see. There's one on home instruction documentation that just clarifies what medical practitioners need to provide when home instruction is needed. There's a new bill that allows boards of education to lease certain school properties to federally qualified health centers without bidding. There's a water safety fact sheet that districts now need to provide and maintain a list of local swim lesson providers. It's to be posted on the website and updated annually. Water quality notifications. Water suppliers must notify schools of violations of drinking water quality standards. That's good for us. And there's a new bill that authorizes districts with November elections to request money for the upcoming year and subsequent year at the same time via separate proposal questions. So that money could potentially be asked for in advance. Is there anything else? There are some new web portals that will be created for employment searches. I think that's everything that the board needs to know this evening. Okay. So, Jessica, do you have an update on the Somerset County Educational Services Commission?
No, no updates.
Okay. We do not currently have a representative for the Somerset County School Boards Association. I'll read the School Boards Association update on behalf of Jen. If someone would like to take over the county liaison, please let me know. There is a county meeting this Monday at the Bridgewater Votech High School. It's available online as well with a panel on developing the board and business admin partnership with Karen. And then February 19th, there's a working session here for our board with NJSBA that will count towards our master certification and board goals. We need 7 more board members present for this to count, so please show up. Please let me know if you can't be here. And that's
Before you move on, I just wanted to make sure that this is our opportunity. This is good. We're going to be talking about board norms, and this is our opportunity to voice what our board norms look like, our meetings beforehand, during, and after. So I really ask that everybody try to attend, so that way you can have a say in what it looks like for our meetings.
great. Thank you. Did Dr. Glazer provide an update from MUJC?
She did. Okay. Again, I'm going to just read this, so when I say I'm Dr. Glazer. On January 8th, I had the pleasure of presenting during the MUJC board meeting. I did my first similar presentation in 2008 when I was first on the board, and there have been many in between. I am grateful to Superintendent Janet Fike and my colleagues for being interested in my area of study and work outside of my Watchung Borough district responsibilities. The presentation, which I also recently shared with PDK, the Education Honorary, is entitled Learning Without Borders, A Passport to Service. My work is related to the long-term impacts of conflict, the process of reconciliation, and the ways communities preserve identity and rebuild with hope, also highlighting some of my volunteer efforts in many communities and countries. This work is about how interconnected we are. Having the chance to meet and learn from local educators, hear witness accounts and stories, exchange ideas, and build connections continues to shape how I think about teaching. I always return home with a renewed sense of purpose, and I believe more equipped to foster global awareness, empathy, and critical thinking, and committed to maintaining authentic experiences in the schools and district. My experiences have allowed me to bring history and global issues to life for my staff and students in a way that no textbook ever could, and it impacts my in-district practice every day.
Okay. The Ad Hoc Enrollment Growth Working Group has no update. Community engagement, is there an update from the PTO? How about from WEF? And CPAG. Smita? Yep.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Smita Saraswat from CPAG, and thank you for tonight. I was hoping to see Dr. Glazer because I've had lots of communication with her over the last few initiatives. But cutting it short, CPAG was fortunate enough to acquire funds to donate to the district's special needs program, We were able to donate $6,000 in November, followed by a very generous $10,000 last month for the new LLD program, and then prior to that for other various initiatives, and a very small $200 fund for the Life Skills Room. This has been, something that we can only hope to grow and serve the students in the district, in inclusion classes and all sorts of other initiatives we want to take. And it has been, I'm really happy we were able to help and support, and hope we can do more in the upcoming year. Thank you.
Thank you, Smita. I know Dr. Glazer wanted to be here as well, and we're so grateful for this donation. Thank you.
And I have a statement from.
Oh, you do? Great.
Yes. So from Dr. Glazer. I am so very grateful for the district's partnership with CPAG. There has not been a time since I have been here that they have not responded to requests from the building principals or the district to support a variety of needs. I have become much more involved with special education over the past year and have come to recognize the level of advocacy and support that CPAG provides to our families with students with a range of needs. Having students in an appropriate classroom placement with specialized supports is a primary focus of our program. When we first started discussing the addition of an LLD program and creating the classroom in committees, and at these meetings months ago, SMITA and CPAG open-heartedly, generously committed to assisting. With this donation, we will be able to purchase the necessary texts, resources, and specialized furniture, including the flexible seating that was identified. We will look forward to welcoming you and our families to visit the space at Bayberry when it is complete. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Your partnership has truly expanded what will be possible. We'd also like to acknowledge that the interim special services director, Marie, she also gave us a donation, and which is on the agenda tonight, and that's also supporting, our LLD room, CPAG.
Thank you to Marie and to CPAG.
Danielle, before we move on, can I just make a motion, or I want to make a motion to postpone the vote on the calendar until we get some more information from Mrs. Fickner? Right, she said she was going to ask try and understand what the 55
So
people
before
were
you
concerned
move
about.
on, is there a second to that motion?
Just postpone it until,
Second.
the February meeting.
Second it.
So discussion, so what is the data that you're looking for?
Well, it was said that Mrs. Fickner was trying to gather more data from the 55 people who voted to move it, right?
Oh,
As to what the conflicts were, if there were conflicts with work or other.
I think so it's an anonymous survey, so I think that's generally, going forward, not specific to this. So I think this survey data is complete, and we may have more questions about it that we could certainly ask. But I think that was more of a generalized, in the future,
Okay.
yeah. Do other people have
They
concerns?
could maybe do another survey to find out, ask
Right.
some more questions, because I'd kind of like to know why, like what the conflicts are before I feel comfortable voting on it. So even though it's anonymous, they might be able to send out another one. I don't know.
Do that.
Well, for me, I just wanted to make sure that we have all the dates corrected on here and had everybody had the opportunity to really look at the calendar and make sure that there weren't any questions before we vote as a group.
Sure. Any other discussion? All right. Let's vote. Roll call. This is voting on whether or not to remove
Postpone until February's
postpone the
meeting.
calendar until February.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of how to set this up, because we are above the comments from the public and not in the action item section. So,
Do you want to table this until we get to the action item section?
I don't know. There's a motion on the floor though, so
yeah, I think
Might
I'm going to
wanna-
have to
I
just.
was trying to get it in
Do it,
before
yeah.
we got to the vote for
See.
this.
Okay, well, you know what? Let me just try to find a spot. Okay, I'm just going to do it here.
Wasn't-
All right.
She'll figure.
Mr. Desiano.
What do I vote if I have
Okay.
no idea what's going on?
So,
You can,
you can
you
vote
can abstain if you don't have an
opinion.
opinion really, and
The motion is just to remove us voting on the calendar, this,
But I guess I don't understand what it's going to change between now and the next meeting.
from, oh man, we're,
Well, I
sorry.
think,
No, it's not that. It's just like, because the discussion already took place. So, okay, so I think some of it is to try to find out if any more information could be provided to us about why some parents wanted to move the dates for the teacher conferences to the week of Thanksgiving as opposed to during the teacher conferences at the beginning of November. So we're trying to see if there's any more information we can get before we actually vote to not move anything. And then Mrs. Maddox mentioned that she would like everybody just to be able to like look at the dates on the calendar more thoroughly, make sure everything's correct on it. And then if you have any questions, you still have between now and February to ask any questions. So potentially nothing could change, potentially things could change, but we won't know if we vote on it tonight, if that makes sense. So Mr. Kraft made a motion to postpone it to February just to give us a little bit more time to consider those options.
we are contractually obligated to finalize the calendar by March 1st, just so everybody knows that. So we have to make sure these discussions are completed by the next board meeting and voted on by the next board meeting. In my opinion, just to add to the discussion, I think the survey seems pretty clear as far as what the parent-teacher conferences should be this year. But I do agree that there hasn't been really enough time to look at the actual calendar as it is and make sure that it is what we want it to be. So I do understand that perspective. Mhm.
And would that be the regular meeting or the working meeting, or can we vote on?
A working meeting is not a regular meeting. We would not be voting on action items. It would be, yep.
Before March 1st?
So your choices, and I'll just say this also for Sahil, the choices are to vote yes, no, you can abstain if you feel like you don't have enough information, or you can recuse, which I'm not sure is relevant for this vote, but you can recuse if you feel, you have a conflict in some way. Everyone clear?
I'm not sorry, but thank you.
Are we ready for a roll call, or is there
Okay.
more discussion? Okay.
all right. Okay, so I'll start back again. Mr. Desiano.
Yes.
Okay.
And sorry, can I ask, we're voting yes to postpone?
You're voting yes to
Yes means
postpone.
we want to postpone. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying that 'cause I was
Okay.
as well.
All right, and I'll try and reflect this in the minutes somewhere. Mrs. Harvey?
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Maddox?
Yes.
Mrs. Marcellus?
Yes.
Mr. Trickup?
Yes.
She's absent, sorry. Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
And Mrs. Amadeo?
Yes.
Okay, so Mrs. Igliaro and Mrs. Santos are absent. The motion passes.
Okay. Moving on, we're at comments from the public, agenda items. We welcome input from the public. There are 2 times during the meeting when the public is invited to speak. The first opportunity to comment on agenda items only is now. The second opportunity for public comment is towards the end of the meeting. All comments are limited to 5 minutes. The total allotted for public comment is 30 minutes. Before you make your comment, please state your name and municipality of residence. In the event it appears the public comment portion of the meeting may exceed 30 minutes, the presiding officer may limit each statement made by a participant to 3 minutes duration. Our public forums are not structured as a question and answer session, but rather are offered as opportunities to share input with the board. In instances where the board feels a response is needed, the presiding officer or superintendent will address the comment. New Jersey statutes do not permit the board to discuss personnel or hiring in public session. Names of students should not be used. Members of the public should consider their comment in light of legal rights of those affected and identified in their comments, and be aware that they are personally, legally responsible with potential liability for comments that they make to the board. The board shall not be held liable for comments made by members of the public. Okay, seeing as there are no comments, can I get a motion to move to executive session?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. To come back
Motions to come
into-
back. We did not go into executive session. There's some legalese that I need to read with regard to executive session.
Second.
I said,
Sorry, what did-
I gave the motion. I mean,
Yeah, we do that, yes, thank you. Okay, so all in favor for that?
I,
Executive session, whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10-4-11, permits the Board of Education to meet in closed session to discuss certain matters. Now, therefore be it resolved, the Board of Education adjourns to closed session to discuss a matter rendered confidential by federal or state law, student matters. Further resolved, the minutes of this closed session to be made public when the need for confidentiality no longer exists. Action may be taken. That is what we are moving. Someone want to move that?
So moved.
Second?
second, sorry.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I.
Now we shall, now we can move to public session. I mean, move to executive session.
I'd like to make a motion to move administrative items 1, approve minutes of previous meeting, 2, affirm the superintendent's HIB
Hang on.
report.
Adam, sorry, I have to ask you to, right? I have to ask you to move administrative items, I think? I don't have to? Okay.
I thought you
Well,
did.
we're back.
I
and we're
heard you
moving- We're
move it.
moving action items.
All right.
Go ahead,
I'd
Adam.
like to move administrative items. A1, approve minutes of previous meeting. 2, affirm the superintendent's HIB report. 3, approve revised time and place of board meetings. And 5, accept Bayberry and Valley View school security drill reports. And I skipped 4 because we're postponing it until the February regular meeting. Can I have a
Second.
second?
Any discussion? All right, let's have a vote when you're ready.
Okay. Mr. Desiano,
Yes.
Mrs. Maddox,
Yes.
Mr. Kraft,
Yes.
Mrs. Harvey,
Yes.
Mrs. Marcellus,
Yes.
Mr. Tricka,
Yes.
Mrs. Amadeo.
Yes.
Okay, and Mrs. Agliaro and Mrs. Santos are absent. The motion passes.
Jessica, will you move B, personnel items?
Yes. Number 1, accept resignation. 2, approve appointment. 3, approve appointment of leave replacement teacher. 4, approve revised appointment of leave replacement teacher. 5, approve leave of absence. 6, approve appointment of extracurricular positions for the 25-26 school year. 7, reapprove certificate staff to participate in summer 2025 IEP meetings. Approve reappointment of extracurricular positions for the 25-26 school year. That's it.
Second.
Any discussion?
I apologize if I miss this, but who's going to cover for Miss Lamming if we don't have someone by then?
That, I think that's a question we have to ask Dr. Glazer. I know the administration is working on it.
Okay.
There's only so much we can do about,
Well, it's very disappointing.
it is, and we will all miss her very
It's
much.
been a very, very
She's beloved.
sad to see her go.
Absolutely.
Any other discussion?
Why are some of these named and others aren't? They're just
Are
employee
you
IDs.
looking at something specific?
Number 5. I'm just curious.
Let me see.
Leave of absences or employee IDs, not,
The confidentiality.
Right.
why isn't the rest of it confidential then? Out of curiosity.
A
Leave,
lot of this because you're looking at, sorry, I'm
No, that's
speaking, but because of it's an FMLA, it's Medical Leave Act.
Oh,
So
okay.
those things are confidential.
Got it. Okay.
right.
Those are the
That's
leads.
really all it is, where the hiring,
Not-
Yeah,
right, leaving, or stipends, that's fine, but just,
sense.
yeah, leaves,
You're dealing with medical and
right.
Got
Or
it.
any personal thing that,
I'm learning.
yeah, that's okay.
good question.
Any other discussion?
3.
Roll call?
Okay, 1 second.
Is the leave.
Okay. Mrs. Harvey,
Yes.
Mrs. Marcellus,
Yes.
Mr. Tricka,
Yes.
Mr. Kraft,
Yes.
Mr. Desiano,
Yes.
Mrs. Amadeo,
Yes.
Mrs. Maddox.
Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Santos and Mrs. Agliaro are absent. The motion passes.
Dory, would you like to move operations and finance items?
Sure. I would like to move 1, approve payment of bills as follows. 2, approve transfer of funds 25-26. 3, accept financial reports. 4, approve use of maintenance reserve for repairs to the Bayberry School playground. I'm going to be able to flip the page in a minute. 5, resolution for member participation in a cooperative pricing system. 6, approve participation in joint transportation agreement. 7, approve legal services agreement, special conflicts counsel. 8, accept donation in support of TREPS. 9, accept donation to support expanded special education programs. 10, accept donation to support expanded special education programming. 11, accept donation for Day of Giving. 12, authorize the disposal of non-working equipment. 13, approve professional development, school, business and related expenses, and that's it.
For a second,
Second.
any discussion?
Just that I have it on, well, let's just say that the PTO volunteers for lunch are very appreciative of number 12 and the refrigerators being removed since they're just taking up space. So thank you.
Yeah, I agree. It was becoming a graveyard in there.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Okay. Mrs. Harvey,
Yes.
Mr. Kraft,
Yes.
Mrs. Marcellus,
Yes.
Mr. Tricca,
Yes.
Mr. Desiano,
Yes.
Mrs. Maddox,
Yes.
Mrs. Amadeo,
Yes.
Mrs. Agliaro, and Mrs. Santos are absent. The motion passes.
There are no items under curriculum or, Tisha, would you like to move policy items?
Okay. A second reading, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Second.
Second.
That's it? Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay. Easy breezy. Okay.
Any discussion?
No.
Okay.
Roll call?
Oh,
One.
wait, sorry.
Yeah.
The first policy is conduct of board meetings. What's the policy?
That's just
So
the
Rich-
order of the meeting, of how the meeting's conducted. So like everything that's set up on here, like the call to order, the pledge of allegiance, welcome, that's just like the order of how.
But all of these
Would.
policies are in the board packet in the folders, so they're there for everybody to read and review in advance and ask questions as well. So if you haven't read them and want to abstain, that's also okay.
Just the one.
These are, the second reading means that they've already gone through a first reading and everyone has voted on them, and this is a second opportunity to bring in feedback, and to review it again. Any other questions or discussion? Roll call?
Okay. Mr. Kraft,
Yes.
Mrs. Harvey,
Yes.
Mr. Desiano,
Yes.
Mrs. Marcellus,
Yes.
Mrs. Maddox,
Yes.
Mr. Tricca,
Yes.
okay, Mrs. Amadeo,
Yes.
and Mrs. Agliaro and Mrs. Santos are absent. The motion passes.
All right. Board business. Anything anyone wants to?
So this, I guess, for you, Rich, because you're going to do policy. I did ask Danielle if, for the policies in general, if we could have, so we can follow the bouncing ball, right? Especially if we're not on the committee. When we work on a policy, if we can have the items that are added to the policy based on what the committee's recommending, for that to be highlighted on the policy, and then for things that are removed, for those to be striked out, so that we can, other people who are not on the committee and aren't necessarily part of the discussion can see it in the committee folder. Right, so because sometimes you just see it, right? And then you're like, wait, so what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't quite tell. And on some of the policies, we get options that, either the superintendent, can give to us as to whatever her recommendation is. And then some things, as the committee, you pick yourselves. So it's like what you recommend to the board. But I thought like it would be good for us to have that, so it's easier for us to kind of track those changes, because otherwise it's kind of like what happens, so.
Good.
So that might help too in,
Yep.
seeing all those.
The cursive writing bill made me think, I checked, there is nothing on typing which I think, and I know, I believe we don't have any formal typing class. I think we've discussed this in the past. Can the curriculum committee consider something along those lines? Because I'm watching, obviously our children are using these devices both in school and will be using them for the rest of their lives. And it just kills me watching my child hunt and peck. When I remember in 7th grade getting the piece of paper over my hands, so I couldn't look at my hands, and I could probably type 100 words a minute, and it'd be great if our children could do the same thing. So could we just,
I think we, just so you know, I think we did discuss that
Did.
last year.
right? I think we were
Um,
turned down.
Well-
We weren't turned down.
I think we,
Miss Kidd was going to include that in, I can't remember what grade, but they were going to do that for, I think, one of their, I don't know, sessions, or I can't remember how it was
Yeah.
put at the time, but they were going to incorporate that. I'm not sure the elementary side of it, elementary school, what the discussion was on that. Do you remember?
I think Principal Fickner stated, and of course, the two of them who might be watching this can definitely correct all of us on this. But I think Principal Fickner said that in Bayberry, they do have things that are incorporated into typing. So she felt they were kind of covered. I think where the emphasis was more on was in the middle school,
Not elementary.
because there wasn't really anything offered. And I know Principal Kidd too said that she would also be happy to provide parents with options where they can do things outside of school. And we had a discussion on, you know, the value of that, and then also looking to incorporate activities or different things if it's during a flex period or before school or after school, whatever.
right?
However they could incorporate it into
Make it
the
a
school day.
competition for all I care, right?
If it's a competition, you know that they're
Right.
going to be all over that.
I mean, it's a hell of a skill. Save
also-
hours, days, weeks,
Yeah.
months, years of your time.
Well, also too, because all the standardized testing is done on computers now, so they're not writing out essays or anything, they're typing it. So if they learn how to type properly, that could potentially save them time on a test as well for something like that. So that was, I think, a lot of what was discussed, but I think Principal Kidd did come up with options
Okay. Maybe we just get
She
an
did.
update
to
from her.
incorporate it, yeah. But
Okay.
it's a good, I mean, it can be revisited, I guess. Who's in?
Fatima's the chair of that committee. I will let her know that the topic came up and that we
Love an
can check
update.
in with it, because I'm guessing the administration will have some responses about what is and isn't going on there. Anything else? Okay. Any comments from the public? Seeing as we have no public, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.